Listen, man. So basically, Rell Seas has dropped absolutely zero news apart from like a screenshot of like a base plate. So I'm not gonna go about that. But and I really want to milk this thing for views, and I also don't want to be a combo about it. So I've tried to think of an original idea. It's probably been done before, like most videos. But so yeah, I'm just gonna go over the best suggestions that need to be in Rell Seas, and most of these will be mine because I'm the GOAT and I love myself. But some of them will be from other people too, and I'll make sure to credit them in the video. So yeah, let's just get into it. So my brilliant, glorious first suggestion was adding weight to armor so that people don't have the exact same armor in the upper tiers of PvP combat. Now, as you see in the suggestion, you probably can just read it off on the screen by yourself, but I'm basically going to try and explain it a different way, just in case, reading doesn't help. But basically, armors in PvP, like, they're all going to be the exact same if there's only, like, a defense stat and nothing else. So everybody's just going to have the best armor in the game. And I don't like that, that's really boring. So I'm just saying, we should add, like, an armor weight stat to make sure that people go for armors that suit their builds. So if they were, like, all-around balanced build, they'd have, like, a medium armor which has decent defense and not a good amount of weight reduction. So, sorry, not weight reduction, speed reduction. So heavy armors will have a higher speed reduction and lighter armors will have a lower speed reduction. And these armor weights will basically affect how fast you are in combat and how much damage reduction you take in combat. Now obviously if I were to give an example, I myself would be a speed build, or rather a damage build. So I wouldn't go for heavy armor, I would go for lighter armor like cloth or something, just to really make use of my speed and damage in combat. And somebody who is more of a tank damage build would use a heavier armor like a Leviathan scale armor in order to have more defense in combat. So yeah, great suggestion by this guy named AnnouncerX, love this guy. And now we're going on to the next suggestion. Whoa, ho, ho, another great suggestion. I wonder who this is about. Oh, what? It's me! Whoa, that's crazy. Anyway, so this one is pretty straightforward. Just have detail in oceans, like things like decorations and hidden areas that makes people actually want to explore the ocean. So, like I've listed here, sunken ships, ruins, fishermen towns, treasure chests, caves, seeking layers, and skeletons, all containing like separate pieces of loot and maybe lore in the game. And at the bottom we have the decorations like deep sea trenches, rocks, coral reefs, seaweed, and stones. Now, I feel like adding these will separate the game drastically from all the other Rell Seas, One Piece games out there right now, because if you were to play GPO or something, there's really nothing in the ocean, it's just straight down. I'm not sure how it is in recent years, I'm only referring to when I played it back in like 2022, but yeah, especially blocks fruits, nothing in the ocean there, you can literally stand on the seafloor, so that's pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, this will really separate from the other One Piece games, so I feel like it's a must-have in the game. Now here's a little switch up, a sea train. Now I didn't actually make the suggestion, I know it's surprising because I'm the best and I make all the best suggestions, but this guy, I really like this one. It was a sea train to go between like the War 7 Islands, Enies Lobby, and blah blah blah, and I thought this was a really cool idea, like having a sea train in Rell Seas. Even though you have a boat to move around, the sea train being much faster than a boat and going across the ocean floor might be really cool, as well as like having like cooks on the train in order to feed you food, stuff like that. It's just really really cool. So yeah, props to this guy. Good suggestion. Okay, now, a lot of you might not know this, but this is a personal favorite suggestion of mine, and it is to get Rell off of CC management. Now, of course, a lot of you probably don't even know what this means. So, OCCC is managed by Aiden and Ray, as they stated in the last stage. So having Ray off of CC management, big plus. Nobody likes that guy. So yeah, really, really good idea. Really good idea. Now, once again, another suggestion by me. Obviously, I'm going to include a lot of my suggestions since this is my video and I'm going to agree with all the things I've wrote. But, this one's a little bit complicated to explain, so I'm probably going to spend a while on this. So, devil fruit rarities. I want all devil fruits to be the same rarity. Now, that may sound stupid at first because like, oh, so I have the same chance of getting chop as I do dragon? And I'm like, yeah, you do. Because how rarities works in One Piece is that even though a fruit is common, there's still only one of that fruit in the world, and that is still balanced. Because even though there's only one of each fruit, there's a lot of bad fruits and a small amount of good fruits, and that is the same in Rell Seas. So if you have a dragon fruit, a Hito Hito no Mi model Nika, and you also have a dough fruit, light fruit, ice fruit. For example, that's only like 4 fruits. Sorry, I think I said 5 there, but it don't matter. The rest, there's like 28 fruits, more than that. So obviously, you have like a 28 out of 31. So I'm just using rounded numbers, I'm not thinking about them, sorry. But chance of getting a common fruit. And you only have that 4 out of 32 chance of getting a rare fruit. So even though the fruit's individual rarities are the exact same, it's still going to be way harder to get a good fruit than it will be to get a bad fruit. And with this method, there will be a lot of variety within fruit users. So if you've seen other games like Blox Fruits, GPO, once again using those as examples, a lot of new players all have the exact same fruits because, of course, it's easy to get a common fruit. Like you just spin on the fruit wheel. However, that's not the case in Rell Cs. Now, Rell Cs, all fruits are going to be rare and hard to obtain, so it won't be like they can just keep going for fruits until they get something rare like they do in Blox Fruits and GPO. They have to actually look for these fruits, and it's going to be hard to obtain. So having them all equal rarity isn't far-fetched, and will actually allow for some gameplay variety instead of everybody just having barrier and everyone having chop. Now, I really like this suggestion too. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't read all of it, but I can just see by the categories he's filled out here that it's a really good idea. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they've already said they're adding this into the game publicly, so we should be in luck. But stormy seas, foggy seas, rough seas, peaceful seas, all of these things should be in Rell Seas because, of course, that's what makes sailing the ocean fun. All the unknowns that can appear, and not just like sea beasts and stuff. So yeah, having a stormy sea like whirlpools, lightning, high waves, stuff like that will really just make adventuring fun. And having it change based on the weather is also a really cool feature to add. So at any time when you're sailing the sea, it could start storming, and you may need to take shelter on a nearby island in order for your ship not to sink. So I don't hate this next idea, however I think you can do something more with it. So rather than having every player spawn on a random island, I think it would be much cooler and just more immersive to have every race spawn on a specific island. So rather than having any player spawn randomly, you could have all fishermen spawn in a random location within Fishman Island, all Skypians spawn in a random location within Skypia, and all humans spawn in a random location on the start island, like the default one. So I feel like this is just a better system and way cooler, so I think it'll influence what race people choose much more. And the thing is about this game, it's not linear progression, so even if you spawn in Skypia or Fishman Island, you should still be able to progress the game normally without being hindered. Since there's no level caps, level limits on quests and things, everything's not just bandit beating, you should be able to find level ups no matter where you are on the map, and at what level. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you want to see a part 2 to this where I go over more suggestions, hopefully that aren't mine so I'm not glazing myself the entire time, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you guys next video. See ya.